Welcome back, Quagram here, and welcome back to Behind the White Creepest. And welcome to a part 2 of a part 4. Some of that happened, which means that if you haven't watched part 1 of part 4, you need to go back and watch that. In fact, I recommend you watch these 2 episodes completely after each other with a little break between, because when I get back after this intro here, I'm going to go back without any proper context of what just happened before. So because that was the ending of the previous episode, if you get what I mean. It's pretty much midnight. It's pretty much midnight right now as I'm recording, so I'm a little bit tired in my head. So, I'm going to try to shut up right now, and I will, without any further context, get back to, this second half of the episode. Alright, see ya. And I'm back. So, not much has changed down here just yet. But it's going to. So, let's see, go up here. So, you see I have filled in the roof. That's because I have finished with the redstone trigger in this part. I'm going to show you what I've done. So here's some cobble just lying there, not being smelted because there's nothing fueling it. And I used those to demonstrate how the input system worked. So here's how things look like right now. So you can just get rid of these stray blocks. And so let's go through a few things. Here is a stair, a ramp to get up to the upper level of the smeltery. Go up here. Here's the observation area. So this is glass, so you can safely walk here. It just felt natural to have a railing system. And you can see down there. And if I am to remove these cobblestones and put them in, let's say, this is the most remote chest. Put them in here. We'll soon see. There we go. So that's the input. I think that's rather clever. I used some bits to conceal the hoppers, so you can't see the hopper line going. Actually, I can't even tell myself if it goes under here. Actually, there it is. So it goes under here. Actually, you can see it here, so I might need to cover that up. See if I can do that later. So, goes a hopper right here. And under there it goes straight down and into the controller here. And I conceal things with bits as much as possible. So, you can't really see the hoppers at all. Unless you really look at a few places you can. So, going over here. Here's the fueling area and the lava storage, which currently has nothing. And here is the drain button. So, pressing this button once will just drain all of the bottommost liquid in the smeltery, which currently is nothing, so that means it's safe to do. So if I just remove a little bit of slabs here, get that back so I can cover it up again. Pressing it sends a standard button pulse to those. Activating the faucets, thus draining it into the tank. Simple enough. So things are starting to come together. I mean, adding some anvils and maybe some shelves and storage. Yeah, and this place will look like a proper forge. But I have to expand over to this area as well. This part of the cave is the only place left where it feels natural to have a proper large furnace. So this automatic smelter system here has to go. Might replace it with something else or somewhere else, but I'm gonna place the new furnace here. I think that's what I'm going to do next, and wait with all the automatic casting later, the next clip. So yeah, when I do so, I plan on having a control panel for those somewhere around here. But for now, I'm going to set up a transition area so you can see this going on. Should place it right here, steering right. Actually, yeah, actually, when I think about it, yeah, just stare at this broken chiseled block here. There's some leftovers from all the chisel bits work I did. Alright, I'm going to replace that old thing over there with a proper tinker smeltery furnace. See you in a few. Yeah, I did maybe a little bit more than I described that I was going to do. I went on a little trip to the mines and found a large, nice lava pool. So, yeah, I got plenty of fuel. I filled up pretty much everything, and even now have lots of lava to spare. So, yeah, there's that. So for now we're just gonna use these as decoration. As I build things more completely, I will just move them around to... Yeah, we're just gonna keep as decoration. It's a bit wasteful, but hey, when it's time to use them, I use them. But yeah, still got almost a stack left over even after using those as decorations. So I'm not gonna run out anytime soon. Let them rest among the other storage tanks. Yeah, it even beats all the blue slime liquids I grabbed on that island. So, it is time to put this thing here to the test. Now, I got it fueled, I have constructed all that, and let's see. I can't put in a little bit of iron ore here. I need to smelt some iron ore pretty quick now, so might as well see it pile up in there. I'd say it's kind of mesmerizing to look at. Well, maybe not. Well, But just look at that. So much iron. I wonder if it will fill the entire tank. Or if it will start to melt before it fills up. Yeah, that would be interesting if it fills up before... Yeah, if it melts actually, it stopped. Is it out of iron to put in, or is it starting to melt? I need to know. Yep, it has started to melt before it even filled up. Well, everything is in... yeah, everything is in hoppers now, so... Now it melts at hopper speed. Literally. Everything gets replaced as fast as, well, hoppers can do. Yep, see? Yeah, that is pretty awesome. This means that the only way to get things smelted faster is to just use direct input. Huh. Is it finished? Is there really... Is that all? Honestly, I can't tell. But yeah, looks like it. Okay, now let's go down. Yep, looks like there's not more. There's not any more iron coming in, so it's done filling up. Okay, there's very little in here. In fact, let's take out what's inside just to make sure we can do a live test for the tank here. Making sure it works and all that. There, it's empty. Okay. Looking good. Fills almost the entire block. And push. Can't really see much more over there, so yeah, I need to go down to see. But yeah, it slowly drains, and this one slowly increases. I mean, it's real slow. And 12 blocks, 13 blocks. Yeah. But with that, I still got a few things to do. First off, I had to build the automatic casting. It should be built around here. A huge array of that. And yeah, I need to create a better way to get between the floors here. Looking at the timer, this clip here is really dragging on, so yeah. I think I'm gonna stand here and actually look in that direction for arbitrary reasons. Or now it reverse it. I am looking like so, because I need to find a way to make an entrance, and wherever that's going to be, yeah, this is probably gonna be how we're gonna see it. Alright, I'll be back in a few moments, and that will probably be the end clip, because this episode is getting on in length. Okay, see ya. And I'm back. So, at this point in this episode, I realized this episode is getting a little bit too long, and there's a lot of details to go through. So, yeah, you probably already know what I've just decided. I'm splitting this episode in two parts. Which is ironic since it's already a part of a larger episode arc, so... But hey, there's a lot of stuff in this, so... Yeah. I'm splitting it up. So, yeah, with that, I can afford to have a little bit more added to this episode than I planned before I decided to split it. So there's going to be one more clip after this with some cleanup, because yeah, this is going to need a lot of cleanup. But yeah, all the technical stuff is now over. So you might see that I have lots of different types of wood here. There's a practical reason to that, not just aesthetics. So let's go through a few things. First off, there's this Cataclysmic's entrance made into the cave of shame that I have yet to actually build. That will come later. Yeah, and that of course leads to the main area, to the park, all that. And there's as you can see, I reused the design, making those perfect arches pretty much everywhere. Yeah, made an entrance down here, of course. And going back up here, there's actually going around here because, well, when the wall is so thin and everything just makes it perfect to do so, yeah, why not? So, yeah, I did it this way. Just made more sense, practically. And there's a very short tunnel. Try to make it seem a little bit natural. I might do a little bit more work on merging this design into the cave here. So it just kind of makes sense. Yeah. And here I'm growing some maple trees because I needed those for what I'm about to show you. So yeah, go back to where I was. So, one thing to note is all that work I've been doing makes it a little bit difficult to reach the last dome, which means I need to sneak in some clever entrance like over here somehow, but I should be able to work it in. Shouldn't be that difficult. Yeah. Also there's random scraps from Chisel Bits projects that... Yeah, things happens. I had to rework the cave wall here because of what I just did in there, so with that I had to sacrifice a bit of the railing, and yeah, that just ended up over here since I didn't bother to take out the bag. Okay, so it's time I get back there. So yeah, what I have made here, as you might be able to read, I made redstone circuit and switches that hopefully work. I haven't tested them out. Hopefully they work. If not, the maintenance shouldn't be too messy to fix it. So labeled them what they are. During group A, B and C with respectively 4 and 3 and 6 drains, which those drains I can cast different groups of things that I can turn on and off. And I got a redstone clock with, I think it was 20 ticks. That when I switch this on, it will enable the clock. It won't turn on the clock, it'll just enable it. Switching it up again will just disable it. If I put this down and press this button, it will turn on the clock, which will remain on and activating the drains until this switch is taken up. The reason I did it this way is that if I just want to cast one of the groups once, you just press the button once and it's done. So I can, this way I make the clock completely optional. And in a moment I will show you exactly how I did that. Now, I haven't actually made a proper maintenance tunnel to get into this, so... Well, actually I have, but not on this floor. So... Should I go through here? Nah, I'm gonna use the maintenance tunnel. But yeah, it's not that much well built just yet. As you can see, it's on the other side of the entire complex. So the input area is above the tank. That's the input area just above there. I had to be careful not to disturb the the drains from the smelter over to the tank, since Right, so here's the maintenance area. So for now I just have some very simple collections for everything that's casted. I haven't made a proper storage area yet, so we just accumulate here. Not much space though. Some remains from the construction. So yeah, these are all below the drains. Which if I jump up here, let's see, yeah, here they are. So this is group C, you see here. And here's group B, with group A over here. Now the way I have divided up the groups is rather... Actually, I'm not sure if we could call it clever or not. But, at the time I thought it was rather clever. Actually, this is a bit too much. There. So, yeah, I just had to, just use the repeaters to try this, well, isolate the signals from each other. Which, when you're working with compact redstone, yeah, signals colliding is a huge hazard and can happen at any point, so, yeah. And yeah, I try to keep them as synchronized as possible, so they should all activate the drains at the same time. Not quite sure how well that worked out, but I think it did. So these are all activated by the button and or the clock, which if I go back here I can find that circuit over here. So the input is above all that mess over there. And yeah, here you can see what I have used the different types of wood for. I have simply used them as labels to actually marking tape. Yeah, marking tape would be closest metaphor. So I use the types of planks as color tape to mark what circuit is what. So this here is the circuit to enable or disable the loop, which is this one. So once this block is activated with this piston, it completes the circuit, allowing signals to simply go back and forth in a loop in this clock. And the button to activate the drains comes through here on this line, goes in here, and goes through these repeaters, and if the clock is enabled, it will go round and around. So yeah, and of course goes in here and yeah, activates all these drains, given that these piston gates are enabled. Let's go for those. So these piston gates are all working the same way. There's a redstone signal activating them, which will allow them to well, get power through these redstone lamps, the torches. Actually, when I look at them, maybe I should invert them. Yeah, probably should invert them. Yeah, it's easy to just add a NOT gate, so yeah, that's something I forgot about. Let's see, easiest, best place to add a NOT gate. See, it didn't break anything. No, shouldn't have. Yeah. This place should be the best to add a NOT gate. Alright. Oh, seems I left my wood of this kind somewhere else. That's fine. Right, adding it like this, and yeah, there. Everything should be fine now. Yeah, there we go. Alright, back to the circuit. So, there we have all the circuit lines going through this nightmare of very dense redstone signals who can't be allowed to interfere with each other at all. So I have to be really careful and navigate here. So this might be a complete mess, but yeah, as long as I maintain the the few blocks that I have. This, for instance, blocks these 3 lines from interfering with each other. This one especially. Just look at that, so close. Yeah. So let's escape through here. Oh, that should have been a... So yeah, that's the nightmarish redstone I just created here. So this this part here has been going on for quite a while, which is kind of expected. Was a lot to go through. So yeah, I'm going to do some cleanup. And yeah, I'll see you when I've done that. Okay, see ya. Hope you enjoyed that. So thanks for watching and please subscribe for more. Kvagram out.